Oh my gosh, yeah. Actually, Chris used to tell me, if people come to set like in a bad mood, like, you know, actors and stuff, he's like, what, you have a problem living your dream? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love that, because it really helped me reshape, not just because I you know, of course everybody has a bad day and that's not taking away from that, but it's true, we are living our dream. We are so lucky to do what we do. So I think he taught me that. It's just like, yeah, we are living our dream. So kind of capture every moment and hold on to it very, very closely.
That's really sweet.
She's got an amazing heart for service, and I think that like I was able to help her find a home for one of her rescue dogs. She's always finding homes for rescue animals, and it felt really nice. And I realized that like in between cut and action, I'm always like walking around and entertaining and goofing around and talking, and she's like actually doing work of service, and I got to be part of that, and I thought, oh yeah, that's really nice. It's like, you know, it was a great reminder that you can be of service even when you're, you know, in between takes.
I mean, it took a lot more time to build this one out. It was a 5-year process to make this movie, and a lot of that has to do with the world building you're doing. You have a lot more questions you have to answer. You're building brick by brick from the foundation. And it requires a lot of design work, experimental design work, to figure out what you want the look to be. So we actually started working with Dennis Gassner, who was the production designer on the movie, about 2 years before we shot the film.
Well, I wanted to develop that, and I wanted him to then, from that point forward, have a big doubt about whether or not he wanted to continue doing what he does. Now you have to imagine this is a guy who was the best at what he does in terms of, you know, the deactivation robot task force, with the evidence that he is the best bot killer ever above his mantle, to being called out of retirement. I'm going to do it because I'm being called on to do it, and I'm the best there is, and another notch in my gun. He doesn't really need it, but he's always thought he's been on the right side of the law. Right. But that moment where, you know, he is, you can't, Dr. Ammer says, you can't kill humans, you hunt bots, and that's been his code. Yeah. As a soldier and a warrior, and he stops, and that's the truth. Right. So he's already been nailed as, you're not going to shoot me, and then Skate shoots him, and he realizes the nefarious nature of who this human being is. That's the beginning of the turn. And then he gets all the way into the lab, and he's able to be there with Skate, and to reevaluate what he already is starting to think of. And then he's back on the battlefield, being a warrior, killing as he's supposed to.